Well, you know something? It's already kind of late. I know you got to get out of here at a certain time. So I'm just going to jump into what we do on Tuesdays all the time, which is Trailer Tuesday. Like I said, tonight's theme for Trailer Tuesday is adaptations. We have two of them. One is Beauty and the Beast, and the other is Valerian. You heard about that? Once I take that for my sleep.
Hey, it works.
It works. And we'll talk about Valerian in a little while, but let's talk about the one that everybody is looking forward to, which is Beauty and the Beast. Why? Because everybody has fun memories of Beauty and the Beast. Even you dudes out there talking, I don't like that old bitch shit. You know, everybody loves Beauty and the Beast. You know, you probably, you acting tough right now, but you know you caught that shit one day. It was on TV. Your girl was watching it, had your ass teared up and crying. Look, I'm just going to admit, I'm a bitch for that movie too. It's one of my favorite films. They'll say it in the trailer too, the first animated feature to be nominated for an Academy Award for Best Picture. It's the one that made them say afterwards, we ain't doing that shit no more. Never again. You gonna let a cartoon get an award before me? Flesh and blood? God damn it, no. Give a fuck about that mouse. But powerful film right there. And of course, Disney with their trend of taking classic animated movies and turning them into live action, which for the most part has worked. Bringing that money. And Jungle Book not only made money, but it was actually good.
I'm looking forward to them making animated adaptations of the live version.
That shit just go full circle.
I don't know why they did it, but I had to go see it.
Yeah. Mother just caught in a loop.
Help us.
Animation live action. But it's worked so far. But what if, they got a lot riding on this one. This is one of their biggest classics. So let's go ahead and take a look at the full trailer for this. They put out some teasers and whatnot. You get to see what the Beast looks like and everything, which is what I wanted. Beauty and the Beast, live action. Just that music gives you tingles right there. And I gotta tell you, man.
You say so.
Damn.
Oh, see, man, you got no soul, you got no heart, man. The Beast is more human than you are, Martin. You're the true Beast right now. You're a monster, Martin.
I'm with you, man.
Okay, you know what? Look, can I plead my case real quick before y'all start? Before y'all start trying to hate on this shit, you too, goddamn.
Chris ain't even said nothing.
No, he said no. Goddamn Grinch. But see, I don't know. It gets me. I tell you, I love this movie. Love this film. It's probably my favorite Disney film of the new animation renaissance. And look, they know what they're doing because they're playing hard on that nostalgia. They're playing hard on people who love the movie. They're playing hard on the kids who have seen it on video and DVD and Blu-ray because their parents have passed it down. And right from the opening, even with the opening credits with the Disney castle, they've captured the look. Why the fuck? Okay, what? What is it?
I mean, Goodwin was just taking it away on the piano there.
Yeah, no, you know what?
You see that?
If y'all not gonna take this seriously, I'm trying to have a moment with one of my favorite movies. Fuck y'all, man. If y'all can't get down with this, because I'm looking at it. Look. That music starts playing. Fuck you. That music starts playing, and it's a darker look from the movie, of course, because this is live action. But you still get the feeling of that world that they created. You still recognize it as the Beauty and the Beast that you know from the animated film. And they've gone through. Like I said, they're trying their best to be as faithful an adaptation to the look of the movie. Iconic scenes like the ballroom right there where you have Beast dancing in that moment from the movie that's considered to be a classic scene right now, where they're beginning to actually first start to like melt their walls down and get to love each other. And I said, okay, you know what? They got the look of this world down, but people want to make sure that the casting is great. And I'd say with Emma Watson, they nailed it, man. They nailed it. I mean, she looks she looks like the animated version of Belle. Why you laughing, brother?
I was laughing at all they did, all the production on that photo right there. She's got a weave going on and a light behind her.
Are you sure this is a live action movie?
I know.
That could be anybody.
Yeah.
That looks like Belle.
Yeah.
That could be Kevin Hart. It looks like Belle.
I'm trying so hard to like say some nice things, but when y'all point shit out, I gotta admit it. Like of course it looks like Belle because she got cartoon fucking hair right there. And, like her face is real, but the rest of it's animated. But hey, whatever it takes, right? That's just Photoshop the fuck right there, man. Even she looking at it like, really? Or maybe, it's probably a fan art is what he's saying. But y'all get the picture right there. But I'm looking at other things like, okay, I think the casting is done well. Belle, you know what? Not too hard. Really, it really isn't because she's as much as everybody loves Belle in the movie, she's probably the most plain character in the film. Gaston, the larger than life character. Gaston, I thought it's going to be hard casting because Gaston makes the film. People remember Gaston more than they remember Belle. He has the best musical numbers, and Gaston is a prick. He's the villain, but he's that asshole that everybody likes because he's got a sense of humor. Even though he's laughing at his own jokes.
You can sit down and have a beer with him.
He's Negan.
Yeah, he's Negan without bashing your head in. Yeah. Or maybe he would, give him the chance to get fucked up and go crazy. But he's, you're right. You can sit down. He'll talk about himself the whole time, but you can sit down and you feel like you can actually sit down and have a beer with him.
Oh, Billy Brooks.
As a specimen, yes, I'm intimidating.
I love this shit. I love this. And I thought, okay, man, Gaston is one of my favorite characters out of all the villains that Disney has done, because of his sense of humor. Gaston has a sense of humor. I love that about it. That's what breaks him down and make you like him in the beginning. And then they went off and casted Luke Evans. I'm like, he ain't got no sense of humor.
Yeah, when I saw Dracula in that trailer, I was like, I don't know if that was a good choice. Like, I imagine that dude, like, charismatic, like, kind of like The Rock, like being huge and funny. And so when they got him, I was like, all right, he might be able to play funny, but I don't know.
I don't know either, because Luke Evans seemed like the guy you would tell a joke to. He's like, yes, is that funny, mate?
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, laugh, you stoic motherfucker.
But Luke Evans, he's that guy who's always thought, I'm going to be a leading man one day. And he has sort of that look, but just not quite. And it has never taken off for him. No. He's usually just playing either a second in command or a villain.
He's like Dylan McDermott. So.
I know. Yeah. Shit, maybe if you fucking calm down, laugh a little, you could be a leading man or something.
Dracula was his shot. His last shot. Yeah. Everybody went like, nope, not you.
This story can stay on top.
I know. Yeah. Can you imagine putting this dude as a leading man, and especially like in a romance movie? I love you, so.
Just squints at you.
I love you more than life.
Fuck away from me. But you know what? I look at him in this movie, and I'm saying, all right, I don't know how he's going to act, but they kind of got the look down.
Yeah, the look's there.
The look is there. I mean, I always say that. I'm looking at his bone structure and everything. I'm like, all right, you know what? Casting as appearance. I had to wait to see the movie to see what they do with him, but as far as the look, I'm like, well, I didn't think that he even looked like Gaston, but right there, I'm like, okay, wow, man, all right, you know that too.
I feel like they couldn't get Hugh Jackman to come in and do him, and they're like, we'll just get the other guy.
Actually, Hugh Jackman did play Gaston in something once. Or somewhere. I saw something today while I was watching that, and he's like,
Wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah,
or maybe some early jobs. He was working at Disney doing it. in a theme park, I mean.
They didn't even pay him. He just showed up.
But he probably killed it. He was probably great.
Yeah.
Without claw.
No one cuss like that. You're killing all the cast members. Stop. The fuck out of here, you.
No one heals like Gaston.
Oh, let me go. I can do this. But, the human people, that's cool. That is cool. Now, here's where I start to get a little iffy with things I might have to just kind of see how they work out or just get used to seeing, because the humans are fine. Buildings that aren't moving, objects that aren't moving, that's cool. I'm looking at the other things.
Here we go. Strap in.
No, man. No, look.
Let's go. I'm ready. I'm ready.
Brace for nitpick. Brace for nitpick. Well, it's just look. I got you on that laugh, Megan. I got some good things to say though. Are things I can I can back myself up on this. When you get to the characters that were not human from the movie, you're getting down to some true animation that I'm not really getting here. Like the dishes, like Chip. You remember little Chip from the movie?
Sure.
Here, they've had to make these characters look more realistic to fit in with this world. I get it. And the reason why this is kind of bothering me a little, Chip I can kind of get with. You know, the voice and the personality makes it. And I think they've done a good job with Chip to where his design captures the personality of the voice actor that's doing it.
Pleased to meet you.
She's like, fuck, I shouldn't have ate those mushrooms in the woods. She's like, shit, that shit's kicking in hard. Do I say hi back? Do I just stare at it? I don't know.
It's like, at that moment, she realized she was too old to be doing this.
Doing this shit. Them fucking tea parties I did as a kid getting to me. But when you get to somebody like Miss Potts, who was voiced by
Angela
Lansbury so well in the movie. Here, the design, I don't know if I'm liking it. It's a little too stiff.
As he appears.
I'm looking at that, and it's like even when you watch it move, it's just. My problem is that I'm such a fan of the animated movie that when I see that these characters, the way they had more life and animation.
Oops. Sorry.
Calm your goddamn ass down.
You did, my dear.
We all think so. But I've lost my father, my dreams, everything.
To see them have so much life and bounce in a 2D animated movie and to see them kind of be confined to being a little stiff in the real world, for me, who's seen this movie so many times, it just doesn't feel right.
Actually, I think that's a problem with the whole thing.
Really?
Yeah.
So, yeah, please, man, go on.
Well, okay, what we come across here is that crossover between animation and live action. And in animation, having a human woman talk to talking dishes, like as long as it's animated and it's all the same, your brain can accept it because you're like, okay, I'm in this cartoon world that's different from my world, and this can happen. Plus, these objects have so much life to them and personality that you're kind of charmed by it, so you just go with it. Now watch it here, where it's in the world that for the most part. There's a bit of like, this is not.
It's just not connecting.
It's not
really,
connecting.
Yeah.
And also, man, I mean, look, here's the biggest thing. Like, for somebody like you who loves this movie, and probably one of the things you love the most is the ballroom dance scene.
Yes.
And that dance scene, that dance sequence is amazing because it's animation.
Yep.
Because it's 2D animation. And you look at it and you just marvel at how much work went into that.
Yeah.
And
then
then
here
it's just two people, one in a bunch of makeup, dancing around a ballroom. There's nothing to be wild about.
All right, that's neat. And they got some shots in the animation version that are going to be damn near impossible to get in this.
Yeah.
Well, no, I don't think so.
With CGI, they can probably do it
They'll
now.
do it with CG. Anything's possible with CG, but you're right, man. With animation, you were able to capture it and accept it in an animated world. When you start doing it in CG, what you see is human, and once you turn the CG characters even far away, it's going to take you out of it a little bit. Probably. I don't know. We haven't seen the movie, so I'm not sure. But you do make a great point about the Beast right there being in makeup. Here's the thing with the Beast. Now, the Beast is something that you gotta get right.
Yeah.
And because the Beast, one of the things about the Beast is that he was beastly in the movie, and I don't think they're really capturing that here too well because, look, there are moments where when he's got to go off, he will. If some wolves want to step to him or, somebody want to fuck with his girl, then he'll go ahead and he'll go to beast mode real quick. They're like, take that bitch. We don't want her anyway, man.
Man, you see the way she swung that stick? She was not going to make it. You're like,
That was after she drank out of the teapot. She was fucked up.
Yeah, those wolves ain't even there. She fighting nothing. But it's a couple of rabbits looking at her.
Drunk chick.
She's wasted. They laughing at her. But when they have to make him be a beast, they make him be a beast. But in the movie, man, he ain't really all that beastly. In fact, when I look at some of they made him handsome. Like I looking at that still in the ballroom, I'm like, man, that looks like. Okay, he's got some size on him, that's true, but he looks like any hipster in Austin with a beard and long hair.
I still feel like he's not the right size. Like I remember, like I wasn't a big fan of Beauty and the Beast, but I remember the Beast was like lumbering huge, and like when they had the little dance scene, even like he was being gracious, but he was still hovering over her. He's like maybe a foot taller in this.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah, he's like Shaquille O'Neal size.
Yeah,
it's funny because in all the iterations of Beauty and the Beast prior to the animated movie, the Beast always looked like he escaped from the island of Dr. Moreau. Like he was part wolf, part lion, and part man, just put together.
Yeah.
And then when it came time, they just do kind of a fade effect and the hair just fell off and like, ta-da.
Yeah.
So with the animated movie, they really went like, hey, let's take parts of different animals and put something together that you haven't seen before.
Yeah.
And then watching him here, I mean, he looks kind of suave and all.
Yeah, he looks cool. He looks handsome.
He looks like a dude you'd see at the Iron Bear.
Yeah, he does.
He looks like one of those hairy big gay dudes, man. In fact,
go Photoshop Josh's face.
Man, we got a little gay dude here. He would love the Beast, man.
I mean, and with that feathered hair and the beard, it's kind of like a Barry Gibb from the Bee Gees look.
Man, yeah, it is. Man, you go to any craft brewery here in Austin, you are gonna find a dude swing dancing with a girl that looks like that.
Yep. Dressed exactly the same.
All it is just a tan dude with a beard and and a perm.
Wearing an adamant coat.
Yeah, he's up here wearing some shit he bought at Buffalo Exchange. Shit, looking like he stretched out Prince coat and shit. And that's the thing about the Beast. The Beast was ugly. This dude is handsome. He's like you said, he's suave. The Beast he was ugly. The Beast had that underbite. Like he had one fang that was growing into his nostrils, like his teeth were picking his boogers and shit. I mean,
yeah. The whole idea is like, you can change if you can get that girl to fall in love with you. You're like, oh, this shit ain't happening.
Yeah. You would look at the Beast like sometimes you be like, oh, he's sweet, and then some other time he get to the light real good, you be like, God damn, man. Damn chick, you sure you want this dude into you? All right.
Jump into that kinky shit.
You got some good game. Yeah, you don't like him. It's this fucking castle getting in your ass. That's what it is. She see you got money. But
plus, isn't Belle young, like 16?
Oh, hell, I ain't gonna say nothing. Shit. You can go to jail for that shit.
I think she's an adult. I know that.
Oh, yeah?
Like she's above age, because I know they did like a thing where it was like Snow White and all of them were like 13 or 14, but she was like 18 or 17 or something like that.
But here's the thing. Why I'm really nitpicking on the Beast is that if they make him, because with this, they're giving him, they're toning him down, they're softening him up. They gave him too many human traits. Like, there ain't nothing wrong here. She's like, shit, I just shaved your face. We're good to go.
Right.
It almost feels like they softened him up because in live action, they don't want to get too dark. They don't want to scare kids.
Yeah.
They don't want to cut in on their business. People saying it's too dark. So I think that's why they've softened him down. But if you do that, you're taking away from a lot of the things that made the Beast so great in the movie. I'm gonna show you something, and I'm showing you this. I don't mean to show you a long clip, and it's really not that long, but I have to show it because the Beast is one of the greatest pieces of animation in animated cinematic history, if you ask me. The reason why is because they really did capture that there was a human being inside this Beast. You knew he had a human personality. He just had some anger issues every now and then,
I mean, you can see why, but
yeah, he's like, damn, I'm a fucking beast. That's why.
Like anger issues or kidnapping. Anger issues.
Turned me to a fucking dog in a suit. What the fuck? You think?
he was just acting out.
Yeah, wasn't be mad about this shit. So when Belle starts fucking with him, I really gets to him. But when he was irritated, that's when you really saw that they captured elements of real animals with him, especially a dog. And this scene right here, when he gets mad at Belle, you see them things in animation that they caught so subtly in him that, if you're not paying attention, you'll notice it, but you're not gonna it's not gonna stand out because they don't draw attention to it. You're just gonna be like, wow, this feels like a real creature right here.
She's not coming.
What?
You see the way he slid on the floor, You know how dogs, when they try to get run after you and shit. doing that fucking Flintstone run and shit.
I love that response. She's not coming.
What the fuck?
Whoa.
Get your goddamn ass out that room.
I thought
thought I told you to come down to dinner.
I'm not hungry.
Now you see that, how the heckles on his back, how they popped up. If you look right there, how his hair is standing up, you notice that when he's calm in the movie, it doesn't do that. You know, he got that fucking hair gel on there and shit. When he get mad, that shit turns into a mohawk.
Yeah.
Master, I'll break down the door.
Master, I could be wrong, but that may not be.
Shut the fuck up!
I don't remember asking you a goddamn thing.
Gently, gently.
Will you come down to dinner?
No.
See, bitches, man. He's like, see, bitches, man. But you notice how they kept your human moments, and I'm gonna show you one more thing.
Suave, genteel.
It would give me great pleasure.
Notice how his tail is flicking with irritation, man, that whole time. It's so much that they've done there, and if you take that away by making the beast too human-like, you're taking away what made this movie so great as far as the acting that's in it. But, you know, that's me. I'm a little, like I said, I'm a little
biased.
I'm a little biased and very close
They
to
can
this
make up
film.
for it with a clever script.
Yeah, they could. You're
Can
right.
I ask this? Do you think this is gonna appease like the people that are that much of a fan of it, like you? Because I feel like they could have thrown everything in here, and like it wouldn't match up to what you want it to be, because you love the animated version that much.
Oh no, I think, you know me, like I say, I'm a nitpick, man. You know, I'm a nitpicking Negro. You know, I think that a lot of people, they're gonna see past some of the things, and plus, you know, with me being you know, an animator, I notice things that other people don't, and you know, I'm gonna nitpick on that too. But I think it's gonna make huge money, man.
Oh yeah.
Now, hey, look, I've said my piece. What about you, Gertz?
Of all the live action adaptations they've been doing, this is the first one that's making me go, I don't really get why you're doing this. Just looking
Money.
yeah, well, that money. Just because the trailer, it does look like just a straight adaptation of the original movie, while like the Jungle Book and Maleficent, they looked like they were offering something different, but was still capturing the spirit behind the original. And also, this came out in the 90s, while those other movies came out in the 50s and 60s. Like Sleeping Beauty came out in 1950 something. I know Jungle Book came out in 67.
Yeah.
So I know it's been over 20 years, but it still doesn't feel quite long enough, because I'm with you in that I love Beauty and the Beast. I think it's my second favorite Disney movie. And it just feels a little too soon. You know, I know it's been over 20
The
years.
beast just died.
And yeah, it's one of those things that besides money, I don't really see why they're recreating shots from the animated one verbatim with this.
It's kind of a gimmicky thing to do too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have no connection to Beauty and the Beast. Like that was one of the Disney movies. Yeah, man. I'm sorry. Like I think I was. When did this come out? 95?
91.
91. So I was 4. So like by the time I really got into Disney, it was like Lion King, Aladdin, and I went back and saw Beauty and the Beast like 1 or 2 times, and I was like, all right, I get it, but it's on some like goofy princess shit, and I'm not. I don't care about that shit, man. I'm sorry. I don't care. Beauty and the Beast, I understand the technical aspect and I understand why people love it, but it's just not something I get down with.
Well, I hear you. I mean, and that's the thing with these, man. You know, they're made for some people, and for some they aren't. That's fair, but they know that the ones that it is made for, they're gonna see this shit several times.
Yeah,
you know,
6-year-old girls and you,
and me. I mean, they're dressed like a 6-year-old girl.
You're gonna be in there dressed like Belle,
like Belle. Girl's gonna be like the Beast.
Oh God, no!
Going there holding hands. Yeah, let's hold this. Beauty and the Gertz. No. GameFly brings to your house, to you, over 8,000 new releases and classics that are available to rent, or you can buy them for almost every system out there, current and some old systems. Like I said, man, I've been trying to put my GameCube back to work for years. GameFly has given me an excuse to do that. And you can even try 30 days for free by typing in gameflyoffer.com/double toasted. And when you do that, you'll get 30 days for free of games and movies. Get all those things, all of them at once. Just stay in the house. Don't go nowhere, because they're all going to get brought right to your mailbox. You can also bring the element of surprise every month to your home in the form of a Loot Crate mystery box. In that box, I can't tell you what it is, but I can guarantee you it is the best in geek and gaming gear. Some people say it's like having Comic-Con brought right to your home. You don't have to leave the house for nothing. You're getting all kind of stuff. And everybody likes a little surprise every month, just a little bit. And here's another surprise for you. You know, if you go to our link, try lootcrate.com/double toasted, and you type in bridge 10, that's the word bridge and the number 10, you can get 10% off, a 10% discount on your first crate. How's that for a surprise right there? Loot Crate, bring the mystery and the surprise to your mailbox once a month with Loot Crate. Hey everyone, thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe to our channel and go over to our home, doubletoasted.com, for more videos and live streams. And remember, stay toasty.